Greetings, everyone. I just out here in the temple again. My little slice of Eden, and had some thoughts to share. Today I wanted to talk about faith, hope, and love. But before I do that, I want to set it up by talking about frustration, anger, despair. The other night I tried to capture myself while I was in a moment of doubt, despair, and negativity, just to document it. I think one of the hard things about people giving you real hopeful advice is that when you're in the middle of something nasty, crisis or challenging mode, it all sounds like nonsense. And it kind of does. When you need real results, you need real circumstantial change, the idea of shifting your mind and your emotions sounds like hoo-hockey. And I get it. I definitely have that. I had that the other night. Maybe I'll share it. But just to capture that reality, so that you know I'm not saying this as somebody who likes to use the phrase, I don't like to blow smoke up people's woo-hoos. So, I want to keep it real. There are circumstances in life that make it really hard to process these things, but those are the moments when you need it the most. Those moments when you're like, it's all BS, it's all nonsense, it doesn't make any sense, it can't help me, what's it going to change, what's it matter? When you just feel the injustice of life, injustice of the world, and it just cuts through to your core, and you're just saying inside, you're screaming, no, I don't deserve this. No, this isn't how it's going to be. And our response to that hurt and to fear is to try and take control. But it gets really frustrating once you realize you're not in control. But you are in control of yourself. And that's pretty important. It's pretty important because it determines the kind of experience you have, even if it doesn't change the circumstances. Our happiness, if you will, our peace, our experience of life comes down to who we are and who we decide to be in the uncontrollable circumstances that find us. And that's where faith, hope, and love come in. So I've had this thing I've said for a long time that they're kind of linked together. And the first state of being that's kind of positive is when you have a sense of faith. Now, faith is kind of like you have an expectation that the outcome is going to be good. For the purposes of this analogy, I know faith means different things to different people, but it's kind of this idea that you have faith in something. You have faith in God, you have faith in another person, you have faith in yourself. Whatever you're putting your faith in leads you to believe it's going to be okay. Because that's often what we're responding to in our attitude and our experience of life is, am I gonna be okay? Is it gonna be okay? Eventually we all learn at some point, it's not always okay. Things don't always just work out. And I've talked a lot about how it can't be perfect. It can't be okay, but it can be beautiful. Well, what's that worth? It's worth everything. Can you have the happiest life in the world? I don't know. Can you have the most beautiful life in the world from your standpoint of who you are and what you value? Well, that's pretty achievable, actually. And it's moment to moment in these states that we choose to be in. So faith, it's going to work out okay. We lose faith. Things don't go the way we want. People don't behave the way we want. We don't think God's acting the way we want. There goes faith. I don't know that it's going to be okay. So you can get bummed about that. And the next floor you hit, the next support structure, is going to be hope. Well, I hope it's going to be okay. I don't know it's going to be okay, but I've seen it be okay for other people. I've seen it be okay for myself times before. So I'm going to have some hope. I'm going to hope that this is going to work out. I'm going to hope that this is going to be okay. Then evidence comes along, circumstances come along, statistics come along. I guess I can't hope it's going to be okay because it looks like it's not. It looks like it's going to be awful. It looks like it's going to be terrible. And that's pretty discouraging, pretty despairing, because now you have no hope no faith, no ability to believe that your outcome is going to be favorable. And now you have no security. Your security has seemingly been ripped out from under you, and humans don't behave well when we don't have security. We have this predisposition in our mind that we have to be secure before we can act right, before we can be happy, before we can do the things we're supposed to do, behave the way we're supposed to behave. Or sometimes we just get stuck in survive mode so much that we can't even think about it because, we don't know. We don't know if it's gonna be okay. So we got to keep grinding. We got to keep trying. We got to keep begging, hoping, pleading, grinding ourselves to the bone, freaking out, having anxiety, losing our minds. Well, that brings us to the last support structure in a person, and the most powerful, if I can say, and that is love. There's a reason the greatest of these is love, because love does not require a good outcome. Love does not require you to be in control. Love does not require for things to be okay by your definition. Love just is. Love is a choice to be selfless, to give your best, to be present, to participate in life, participate in relationship, regardless of outcome, regardless of security. And that is massively powerful. And the irony is that while it's great to have faith, hope, and love, at least when you're down to love, you're completely in a non-controlling, non-self-serving state. Because, hey, what else have I got? It's the place where men jump on grenades. It's the place where people run into burning buildings. It's the place where people do things extraordinary. Not because they think it'll be okay, but just because it's who they want to be, or it's someone that they love that's in danger, or it's just, no. You just say no to the circumstances because of your love, because of this powerful love. And that is often where you'll find miracles happen. That's where you'll find that people beat the odds. That's where you'll find the most beauty, because you're not serving yourself. You're not trying to get what you want or to be okay. And the irony is those kind of characters, those kind of behavioristics are what change circumstances. It's what changes the way your job goes and your business goes. It's what changes the way your relationships go. I'm not saying we should have no consideration of outcomes, but that we are at our best when we're down to love. We are the best versions of ourselves, and we behave the best to other people. So that's why my opinion is the greatest of these is love, and that is why the mechanics to me of why it's not foo-foo talk to choose these kinds of things. I've in my own life and in working with other people, I've had a lot of conversations about it all being nonsense and how does that help me. And well, there's how, because it changes you, and who you are and who you choose to be changes everything in your life. All your circumstances shift when you shift, and you don't know what the outcomes will be, good or bad. When you sit around, you listen to the odds, and you listen to the statistics, and you listen to the results, and you listen to all the negative tape that's always playing in your head. Your behavior and the way you interact with the world might not be so great, and so your outcomes might not be so great. Does this magically wave a magic wand and give us that security that we want? No. And then it wouldn't be selfless. Then it wouldn't be love. If we had guarantees that everything was going to be rosy and perfect and we were going to get what we want, there would be no opportunity to be selfless, to be loving. That's why it counts. That's why it counts the most, when it's the hardest, when there's the least in it for you to gain. And I just want to share that today. I hope that you can find that place. I hope that I can find that place and stay there. Stay in that place of love. And if I can, maybe muster a little hope and muster a little faith. Great too. But in the meantime, rest in grace. Rest that there's a bigger picture and that you're a part of something beautiful. Take the steps you gotta take as best you're able, as imperfectly as you might, but then you rest. Love created the world, I believe. Love is the world's hope, and love is your hope, not in a general, far out kind of way, but today, wherever you're at today, love is your hope, because it'll bring the best you out. It'll bring the most beauty out, and it'll help you to make even the ugliest of things, the most ash of things, into beauty. And that is worth it. That's worth living. So just a thought today. We'll see where I'm at tomorrow. God bless you. Have a great day.